During this webinar, we're going to be therefore looking at all things around disclosure in civil litigation, particularly the obligations, but also the rights, the civil procedure rules and the practice directions that go with it do together govern the activities which are required for one of the most important aspects to litigation, that of disclosure. Now, as a distinct phase of court proceedings, disclosure will require the parties, whether that is two or several of them, to complete, file, receive and review specific paperwork. So there is a lot going on during the part of litigation proceedings called disclosure. Now, in just over a year, we've had the new practice direction, 1st of October 22. Now, that largely does replicate what the pilot scheme was doing, but of course adds to it the user experience over those 3-something years. And of course, it is focusing on the modern phenomenon of electronic and voluminous documents. Research has shown that company information in electronic format is growing by approximately 40% year on year, and the court has got to play its part in controlling that as well. And the court is seeing a similar volume of documentation as part of disclosure exercises. The risk, of course, of having to fulfill more onerous duties than you would have done if it were standard disclosure as a result of the poor behaviour. So in some ways it may have backfired on the defendant. There's also a risk of a costs order for having ignored a notice of intended proceedings. So very much a recommendation to take those precautions in relation to corporate destruction policy. Make sure that you take scans and copies and things, and make sure that your clients know about this case, because preservation in the face of potential proceedings is immensely important.